Well, hey everyone, so glad you're with us today to talk about the firstness of God. Now, you may be saying to yourself, I don't think firstness is a word, and you would be right. But hopefully, over the next few moments, you'll understand exactly what I mean. We live in incredibly busy times. It seems that everything is fighting for priority in our lives. Our jobs, our spouses, our kids, schedules, hobbies, friendships, and the list goes on and on. Our phones are constantly demanding our attention, buzzing with every text message, email, and social media update. Our calendars are full and we rush from appointment to appointment or activity to activity. And with everything going on, there's something in all of our busyness that controls us. And that thing is whatever is first place. No matter how different our lives may be, we all give first place in our lives to something. And whatever that thing is will inform everything else in our lives. If money is most important, then our calendars and decisions will reflect that. If our hobbies are first, then our purchases and lifestyles will reflect that. And whatever is first is the thing that we worship. And what we worship informs and controls everything else in our lives. So we have to choose wisely what will get first place in our life. And I think that's why the 10 Commandments begin with the commandment of firstness. In Exodus 20, verse 3, it says this: "You shall have no other gods before me." See, God knew that none of the other commandments stood a chance if He wasn't first. His firstness is imperative to us living the lives that we're called to live. His firstness is where worship begins. There are so many things that fight for first place in our lives. If we do include God, He often gets our leftovers, or He simply becomes a part of our lives. These other things that are fighting for firstness in our lives are things that we give way too much power and not enough credit. But I don't think it's too strong a language to call them false gods. Check out what Psalm 96 verses 4 and 5 says. "For great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the peoples are worthless idols, but the Lord made the heavens." I think we find it hard to put God first sometimes because we actually fear the other things fighting for our attention more than we fear Him. And it's not a scared fear, it's a reverent fear. We actually struggle with revering the things of this world more than we revere the Father that loves us, the God of heaven and earth who created us. But this psalm reminds us that the other gods, these other things that fight for firstness in our lives, are really worthless idols. Only the Lord is the living God, our loving Father, and the maker of heaven and earth. If anything else sits on the throne of our lives, it is the object of our worship, and it will inform all of our other decisions, our priorities, our schedules, and everything else about our lives. So we all have to answer the great question of worship. Who or what is going to get first place in my life? And I want to encourage us today to really stop and spend some time evaluating our lives and praying about what is truly first in our lives. Then, if you need to put God back on the throne of your life, do it today and tell every other thing that is fighting for firstness in your life to get in line behind the God of the universe. Let's put the Lord on the throne of our lives. Let's worship Him, and let's live lives that sing the song of the firstness of God.